Welcome to my channel, to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again, great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of several altcoins. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. You will also find another video on my channel where I analyze Bitcoin and Ethereum daily. That's definitely worth checking out. And also worth checking out is the crypto exchange mexc, which has the lowest taker fees beyond all the top crypto exchanges. And on top of that low taker fees, you can save another 20% with my referral link, which you can find in the video description. Also, 100 pairs with 0 fees are tradable on mexc, and here you have a huge list of popular altcoins which you can trade without any fees. So let's get to XRP. So we have said, okay, we broke here to the upside. Here was the first take profit. Then we sold off, and here stop loss got hit, and I personally thought, okay, we get here the break to the downside, we get here a nice retest, and after that a follow through into the area $2.11 or even $2.07. It didn't happen. What we got is, okay, we got a breakout candle, a 1 hour candle close, then we got a slow correction to the upside, and I don't know what happened here. Yeah, it's I think a 4.5% candle. Yeah, 4.5%. I don't know from where it happened. Maybe someone of you knows any news of XRP. I haven't checked it. But in the end of the day, the retest failed. So we can take this trend line here, make it longer, and a nice retest would be if we get here rejected. Didn't happen, so XRP wasn't short to me. I couldn't find a trade there, and also the indicators are currently far too high. We could have also tracked it by putting the RSI trend line, for example, here, and then you can see that we already broke here almost to the upside, and after that we are currently in the overbought area. We can still be there. We broke the $2.25 to the upside, and before I've said, okay, we had here the triangle, and the target of the triangle, I can put you that here like this, just in green. It would be the $2.28. I will still take this one out. So what I think is, if the $2.25 breaks to the upside, then we can meet the area at $2.30, where we have resistance over us. But if we take those two tops to the upside, then we can even get into the circle up to $2.36, $2.33. So that's the plan for XRP. XRP looks to me long. We didn't get the candle close yet. If we get it, for example, here, and we get a nice and slow pullback where we can see, okay, we get here support, then we can jump into a long trade with a tight stop loss, maybe here or maybe even in that fair value gap. And if we then get a nice follow through where the candle closes over the breakout candle, then I can set my stop loss to break even and ride the wave to the upside. Here the old short trend line is going to get very interesting. I will put the price mark here, round about $2.20. If the $2.20 breaks to the downside, then it would be negative for XRP, and then we can actually meet that circle area again. But first of all, the $2.14 are going to get very interesting for XRP. So what about Dogecoin? Breakout, 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 retest also. So we got here the breakout candle, we got here the first retest, the second retest, the third retest. So basically, if we get now a follow through over the tops here, over this resistance, okay, I will make it clean like this. That's the 18.26 cents. If we get a nice breakout there, a nice breakout candle, means we just need a candle close over that price mark. Then Dogecoin is long to me up to 18.9 cents where the target of that falling wedge is going to be. So I will put you also here price mark. I can take this price tag out. Yeah, but still, if we get to 18.9 cents, that's not going to invalidate our rising wedge which we have here. Yeah, if we take that rising wedge and make it longer, then you can see that we get a cross at 18.9 cents. So if we push to the upside, then it's just going to be the second retest, the first one we got here, where we broke to the downside, got the retest and got the follow through. This is just going to be the second retest. And after that we can also sell off and get into the target of that rising wedge, which is the 16.1 cents. But for now it looks positive to me that we can actually meet the area 18.9 cents. If we also break it to the upside and we take out the top here at 19.3 cents, this top here, then this rising wedge would get invalidated and I can take out the target, and Dogecoin can even get a step higher and can even form more bullish patterns. So what about Solana? We have said, okay, bull flag, yeah, this is the panel, or yeah, let's not say bull flag, let's say panel. We broke here to the upside. It's positive, we got 3 candle closes over that price mark, over that bull flag, panel, whatever. In the end of the day, if we go into the 50 minutes chart, then we can already see a small bearish pattern. This is a rising wedge. If we break it to the downside on the smaller time frame, it's not going to hurt. Yeah, we can take it for example here, and it would get us to 146 US dollar, where we can also meet the middle lane, the center line of that panel. Not a big deal. But what I would also say is, if we break the 150.41 US dollar to the upside, then it would be very positive for Solana that we get here a nice push to the upside where we can meet the area $153 again. This one here, 153.3. And if we also break that to the upside, then we can meet the tops here again for Solana. I can take out the target here of that rectangle. We hit that target. The rising wedge is still ongoing, and we have here also a short trend line. So if we push to the upside, then it can just be a retest like we have seen before. We broke here to the downside, we got the retest, we got another retest, and here probably another retest before we then sell off. But it's still worth a long trade if we break to the upside again. So, what about Cardano? Cardano also looks long to me. We have to zoom in. And what we see is, we got here a breakout candle. We broke to the upside because I see on the smaller time frame, then you also see it. Here a possible double top pattern, triple top pattern, doesn't matter. Can be like this. We broke that to the upside on the 50 minutes chart. Might be possible that we get a retest soon at the price mark of 70.93 cents. I will put you also here price mark. And then the area between 72.86 cents to 73.47 cents is going to get very interesting. This area here, where we have both targets of the bullish patterns and also resistance. I can also make here a block. Here is a resistance block, and as you can see, both targets fit into that resistance block where we got rejected several times when we got into that area. we got rejected. Here we sold off. Here again, 4 times in a row, sold off. Here again, sold off. Here, sold off. So I think that area is going to get very interesting, that we get a nice retest. 70.96 cents is going to get have to hold as support. If it does, then I will actually jump into a long trade and ride the push to the upside. What about the short trade? I was short for Cardano. I also have taken a few profits. Here we got the breakout. Here we got the retest. Stop loss was set here, so it didn't got hit at all. And we sold off. And here I have seen a bullish divergence. I will show you that. Here you can see we got, let's say, 3 times in a row the same low, but in the RSI we got here, let's say here, we got here higher lows in the RSI, but here we have the same price for Cardano. So basically that was where I have said, okay, we have a bullish divergence, which also broke to the upside. Like this. We broke already here to the upside. And this was my trigger point where I've said, okay, my target was the 66 cents, I think. Yes, 66.6 cents. We are not going to meet it probably in one rush. So I already took out some profits. And my stop loss was set on break even. So I'm out of my short trade for Cardano, let's say with almost no big profits with Cardano. But it's not a big deal. I think we are going to get a nice long opportunity soon if we get the nice retest for Cardano. So what about render? Switch to the 1 hour chart. We have said if the $4.31 breaks to the downside, here's the breakout candle, the retest failed. It's not a big deal yet. I think render is slowly showing some weakness. I personally think that render needs a breakout over $4.47. Then we can reach for higher prices, but for sure this is a downtrend line. So basically, if we break it to the upside like this a bit later, then we have here our breakout point and the price would move for sure. But still, if we break that falling wedge to the upside, then I would be positive for render. If not, then render is just going to get here a nice push to the upside, get rejected and sell off. So as you can see, Cardano, XRP are already going up. Dogecoin also broke a bullish pattern to the upside and also got the retest. But render isn't even close to a breakout. So render needs to break the $4.47 to the upside, then I would be positive. And if we break the $4.32 to the downside again, and here, since we already got a breakout candle lower than that, then we can actually get into the follow through. So if a 1 hour candle closes lower than the breakout candle, then I would jump into a short trade. Or if we get again the same setup where we break to the downside, get a nice retest, then I can jump into the retest for short trade for render. Target then $3.80 if we are very bearish. First take profit $4.10. What about ONDO? ONDO's doing okay. It's doing good. We have, I don't know if I've said it. I don't know if I saw that today or even yesterday. I think that this was a shoulder head shoulder formatation which broke to the downside. First target got hit already. This is the length of the one shoulder. Got hit. I can take this one out. This one here is from a rectangle or double top pattern. Can also put it to our breakout point. We almost hit that target. So I can take this one out. ONDO went into the take profit. Actually, for me personally, it wasn't tradable. But if someone of you just went into the trade, then take profit area is here. And it's positive. Yeah, I don't trade candles like that because I think I'm waiting for the retest. Or even since we have the fair value gap a bit higher. And then sell off. That would be a much nicer setup for me where I would say, okay, my risk to reward ratio is the best one in that case. Here it could have happened a lot. For example, if you just jump into the trade once we wick lower than the red trend line, same happened here. For example, we have set 94.5 cents. If that breaks to the downside, then it's short. If you went into the short here without waiting for the setup to develop, then you can already see that we got support there. So basically, I'm always waiting a few more hours. Yeah, it's costing me a few profits, a few percentages. Not a big deal for me, as long as we are profitable on the long run. So, still the same, 94.57 cents. If they break to the downside, then ONDO is short to me, because I think we have here a rectangle or a big double top pattern. Target would be the 85 cents for ONDO. If we break the 98.4 cents to the upside, then ONDO can again get into the top area here up to $1.05, $1.02. And if we break the $1.05 to the upside, then we can even meet the fair value gap up to $1.12 to $1.08 for ONDO. So what about SUI? We have set SUI here, falling wedge, broke to the upside, got the retest long. SUI is long to me. What I've seen now is a bull flag. Yeah, we are currently at resistance, not a big deal, but if we break it to the upside, then we can meet the tops here. And this is also the target of that falling wedge, this area here. Now I will put a smaller circle. So, I have said before, if we break the falling wedge to the upside, it would be positive for sure. We broke it to the upside, we got the retest. But if we actually go into our target area, where I have put the circle, then this can be a double top pattern, which we break to the downside afterwards. So make sure this scenario can happen. But for now, SUI is still looking long to me. My stop loss is already set lower than those lows. If we zoom in, then I can do it perfectly. I think somewhere here in that fair value gap. Here's my stop loss. And I'm just going to ride the wave up. If we hit the stop loss, then my stop loss is for sure in profits, because I went into the trade here. So what about HBAR? Oh, looks good. So we have said if we break the 18.9 cents to the downside, then we can bounce into that falling wedge down to 17.9 cents, where we have the best support. It didn't happen. We break to the upside right now. Yeah, we even got the breakout candle here. We got the retest. We got another retest. We got here the follow through. So the setup looked short, but here we get the breakout to the upside. So basically, we have to wait. This candle is probably going to close over the falling wedge. Probably gets into the next hour a retest on the old short trend line. And then we push to the upside. So my short got closed with break even. Why that? Because I see the first breakout candle. I see the retest. The retest here failed, so I didn't jump into a trade. We got here another breakout attempt, a retest. The retest even worked. Short in, stop loss here. And once I saw the follow through, this was the follow through because this candle closed lower than those ones here. Stop loss to break even and ride the wave down. Didn't happen, so my trade got stopped out, break even, so no profits, no losses. So let's see if we can catch a profitable trade this time. I'm waiting for the retest. I will put you also, I can just move that price mark here, 18.98 cents. If we get a nice retest here, long to me, stop loss, close, and then try to get a huge profitable trade up to 19.9 cents, but we can even meet the area 20.2 cents. I will put here, now let's take a less bullish one. So this is going to get very interesting if we get the same setup which I have drew here. So I hope that I gave you some valuable information and I gave you some insights on how I opened my trade and how I saved my trade. Sometimes I'm getting into losses. I'm having most likely a close stop loss. Means if I get stopped out, I lose a bit. But if my trade is a winner trade, then it's going to hit a lot. So this is my trading setup, and I hope that, yeah, you don't copy me. Have your own trading style, have your own setup, because my setup is working for me, because emotionally, tactical, and also my patience works with my trading setup. I have worked on that trading setup for around about 4 years to develop. For me it's working, for me it's profitable. If you don't see yourself in that same setup, it's not a big deal. You can find your own style. You have to find your own style. Let's say it like that. But with my content, I want to show you like a second opinion. If you are not sure where is the market going to go, what are the key levels, what chart patterns do we even have on the chart, even if you are doing elite wave analysis, you can also still get more indications. And I'm going to give you my indications and you can do whatever you want with that. So, see each other tomorrow.